Okay, so Anthony Vega for Marvel Latin News. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I want to start asking you what motivated you to return to the story of 9/11 with Twin Towers legacy.
Well, I think so often we look at these tragic events and every year 9/11 happens and we just think about the loss. And all of a sudden, hearing more stories and being close to the Vigiano family and seeing that despite what their mom wanted for her boys to become doctors and lawyers, they felt the calling and they joined the Marine Corps and they joined the NYPD like mom and dad, and they worked in the same precinct, a very dangerous precinct. And I start to think, why? Why did they do this? Was it just obligation? Well, the answer is no, after spending 4.5 years with them, and I had to remain close with the family. And I was able to extrapolate a story that I think is very interesting. It's a call to honor. Um, it's history because they grew up surrounded by these incredible men and women, these police officers who served as their extended family once their father passed away at 9/11. And I would like to think, and maybe this is the sort of literary part of me, the part of this journey is to figure out who their father was and who they are along the way. And in the feature version of the film, that's what I would write. And that's sort of what I thought about. But in talking to these incredible boys, men, along the way, I don't think I was that far off the mark. I think that there's a presence there where they honor their father and their mother, but also try and understand more of who he was and the path that he took. And I think that the results, hopefully, people are going to find as uh, riveting as I have.
Awesome. So, what was the biggest challenge in building the documentary narrative?
Well, we filmed for over 4.5 years, and when you film with the NYPD, who was incredibly gracious and never said no to me on anything, you need to carry a tiny, tiny footprint. The bigger the crew, the less you're going to get. You need to be unobtrusive. You need to be able to get the hell out of the way when bad things happen. And so the challenge was, I approached these documentaries. I grew up loving cinema. I still watch Lawrence of Arabia a couple of times a year. I love Michael Mann. I love The Insider. I love Road to Perdition. And so when I set out to make these documentaries, I set out to make a movie. I don't just look at it as a documentary. So the biggest challenge was, how do I get the shots that I want without making it look like one of these episodes of a show where it's just handheld shaky and lousy shots. I don't want lousy shots. So there's parts of the film I shot in 16 millimeter film, which is insane to try and do that in a documentary in 2025, let alone any film. And that was the challenge. It was a tremendous technical challenge. But my director of photography, Jeff Sussman, is just a godsend. Everything to him was a challenge, and I'll figure it out. And my co-producer, Bing Sokolsky, who himself is a legendary cinematographer, would talk me off the ledge and take all my crazy ideas and figure out how to make them into a reality. And those are fun problems. The technical problems are fun. The other stuff, it's just what happens, man. You get in a foot pursuit. We almost get in car crashes. Those you just got to be lucky. So those challenges, unfortunately, you don't have a lot of control over. So
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I don't have time for more, so I really
okay,
appreciate your
I
time.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time. I wish you well. Thank you, sir.